Good morning. This lesson is going to be all about using water. In this lesson we are going to discuss why water is important. We're going to have a go at calculating your use of water and have a go at analysing your use of water. So to start off with, I'd like you to consider where can water be found on the planet. So you can pause this video and I want you to have a little think about it and write down as many places as you can think of where water can be found. Then I'm going to put some different ideas on the board for you. So here's some photos of where water can be found. Can you figure out where these places are? So water has flows and stores. Stores are places where it's kept for a period of time. Flows are where it moves from one place to another. So one of the places water is stored is in clouds. So clouds are made up of tiny little water droplets. That's why you can see them. But they're not quite heavy enough yet to fall as rainfall. Then you've got water in places like lakes where it will be stored, and in rivers where it flows from one place to another. Then you've got water stored under the ground as well. So you've got something called the water table where water is stored underground, and it's also stored within the soil as well, around the particles of soil, as you can see in that photo. And then you've also got water that's stored within plants, within trees and on leaves. There are of course many other places which water is stored and flows, which you may have come up with, and there's places in your home where you will find water as well. So I want you to consider this question: is water important? So you can answer yes or no. And how important? Do you think it's 10 out of 10 important, 1 out of 10, or a bit important, 7 out of 10? Think, how important is water? Now, if you have decided there's anything less than 10 out of 10 important, then I would probably argue against that. I would say water is critically important because we need water to survive. Okay, we wouldn't be on this planet if it weren't for water. And I have had students say to me before, but we could drink milk, but we could drink orange juice. We don't have to drink water. True, we could, but if you think, where does that milk come from? That milk comes from a cow. How does a cow survive? Well, it drinks water and it also eats grass. What does grass need to survive? Water. Oranges, yes, you could drink orange juice. Where does that come from? An orange. What does an orange need to survive? It needs to grow on a tree that drinks water. So everything goes back to requiring water. All life on earth requires water. So the answer to this question is yes, it's important. And what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at why it's important to save water and how much water you use. So for starters, we normally measure water in litres. Now this bottle, I know this water looks disgusting and it's actually for a different activity, but just to show you how much water's in this bottle, this is a 2 litre bottle of water. So that's 1 litre, that's 2 litre, just to give you an idea of how much a litre is. So I've put some activities we do on the board here. So there's somebody who's about to have a bath, flushing the toilet, uses water. You've got a shower here, you've got maybe washing your hands, cleaning your teeth, that sort of thing. So have a look at these, pause the video, and I want you to write down how much water in litres you think each of those uses approximately. So have a guess at it. And then we'll go through some of them. Okay, so you might have guessed already that baths use quite a lot of water. If you have a really shallow one, then maybe it won't use as much, but same with showers. You know, if you have a really long shower, it will use a lot of water. If you have a shorter shower, less. But if you're looking at averages, these are the average amounts. So a bath on average 90 litres, that's a huge amount of water. That's 45 bottles that size of water to fill a bath. Showers, approximately 30 litres. Flushing a toilet, 10 litres. Washing your hands and face, about 10 litres. You just keep the tap running. Getting a drink, 1 litre, brushing teeth, 5 litres. So these are all averages, but this gives you an idea. This is what I'd like you to do. Okay, you have a copy of this table, and you can do this on computer, okay, or you can do it by writing on the table, I don't mind which. I would like you to write down how many of these happen each day in your house. So you've got to consider how many people there are in your house. So let me give you an example. Let's say there's 4 of you in your house, okay? You, your brother or sister, your mum and dad. Okay, for example, there might be 5, there might be 6. So there's 4 of you, and everybody has 1 bath each day. So you would write 4 there. Let's say normally 2 of you have a bath and 2 of you have a shower. So you would write 2 there and 2 there. So this is the number of times this is happening in your house each day. So write the number in there, and when you've done that, we're then going to work out the total amount of water used in your household for each activity. So I'd like you to take that number, times it by this one to work out the total, and then you can work out the totals for all of these different activities in your house. The only one you might get a bit stuck on is this one here, washing clothes, because this is per load. So if you think about the washing machine in your house, if it goes on, say, on average once per day, okay, then you would just put down 1, all right, and then the answer would be 1 times 120, which would be 120 in total. Once you've filled this in, I'm going to ask you to draw a bar graph, and you're going to colour the bar graph to show how much water you use for each activity. So I will send you a pro forma here. Now, the way this works is you've got bath, shower, washing hands, toilet, you write these along the bottom, and then I'd like you to draw a bar with a ruler, nice and neatly, and colour it in to show the total amount of water that's used each day in your household for those different activities. If you would like to do this because you're on computer on Excel, then that's a really good idea because it's good practice at using Excel. So if you do use Excel to do it, all you need to do is write a list in a row of all the different activities, type them on the computer, bath, shower, wash hands, toilet, so on. Write the total amount next to them, and then you can highlight all of them, and at the top you can press Insert Graph, okay, column. And it should then create a bar graph for you, and you can just create that bar graph, okay, in that way instead of drawing it out. It's up to you. So after you've done that, I would like you to have a go at describing how much water you and your family use each day. To do that, I've put a writing frame on the board to help you. So you might write, in total, my family use, add them all up, 500 litres of water per day. We use most water for, put in what you use most water for and what you use least water for. The extension question, so to consider afterwards, well, it's really important that we try not to use as much water, to save water, okay, and not to waste water. It costs a huge amount of money to clean all of our water and pass it back through the system again. So I'd like you to suggest some different ways you think you might be able to save water at home and explain how these ideas might work. Okay, try and choose 2 or 3 and have a go at explaining them. Okay, and that's the end of your lesson.